Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Florida Sound Archive podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Kaiser, and for today's interview, I've got a trio on. You might know Alex, Red, and Louie. They are from Miami, Florida, and they are with the band Headfoam. Hey guys, how are you?
Chilling.
Hello.
What's up, man?
How goes it?
Yeah.
It's going good. It's good to have you on. And I think back, Red, the last time you were here, you are now a two-time podcaster.
Yeah.
You were on with Baker for a WOJTEK episode. That was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
So here you are with Headfoam, and it's great to have you all on. So let's get started and talk about the early beginnings of the band. How'd you all meet and talk about the early beginnings of Headfoam?
You can attribute that to like North Trail at that point.
Yeah. Me and Louie, we used to skate at this local skate park called North Trail
All day.
and they were like friends. They were friends in high school, and so when we all met, yeah. Oh my god.
What high school did you all go to?
We went to Coral Park.
Cheese pizza. Yeah.
Well, I dropped out when I was 16
because
but I was still hanging. Yeah. But no, I would just hang around the skate park, when I had time, when I wasn't working, and I met them. So
yeah.
Did you all skate at that time, or did you go there to kind of hang out, or what was that?
a little of both.
They skate. I just suck.
He's still skating.
They spent a lot of time skating. I spent a lot of time eating shit.
Well, it's good that you didn't really hurt yourself bad. So, so how did you know you wanted to play music together?
Well,
Dude, I think it was like super like circumstance where it was like Louis was because at the time I think they were in different bands, and then it was somebody else who was like, I just got a drum set, and Alex was like, I want to play guitar in a band, and I was like, I just bought a bass.
Yeah, and like we all kind of just started jamming, and at the time Louis wasn't the drummer, our first drummer.
Yeah, our buddy Freddie,
our friend Freddie was actually the drummer.
Yeah.
And then eventually he couldn't really play drums with us anymore, and then Louis was just like, hey, like I'm always at practice anyways.
I think we literally rehearsed once like an hour before a show.
Yeah.
Like a backyard show, and Louis was like, I see the set all the time, I got it. Yeah. We sat down, we jammed the set once, and we're like, all right, let's write out.
Yeah, and this guy
that's actually the show that I had met Baker at.
Oh yeah,
that we made like friends, like for real. Yeah.
Oh, he was tagging up that house.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Fucking Edward, dude.
I remember Leo throwing your bass.
Into the drum kit.
Yeah.
No, not into. He was throwing it at this.
That was a show that like Baker.
Kit?
Yeah, of course. Like Baker was in another band called Jackie Donato, which was super super sick, and it was like a huge Halloween bash.
Sure.
And then like his buddy, the other bassist at the time, like borrowed my bass, and he was just going crazy on stage with like the power violin shit and threw it across the stage. And
No, I remember.
It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
He was throwing it at this kid.
Fuck it, I want one too.
He was throwing it at this kid called, what the fuck did it? Ryuk, right?
Yeah,
he threw it and he was chasing him, and then he goes behind a tree and he just fucking sends it. I'm like, that's not cool. That's not your bass.
Yeah, that was like the thing. Like we don't even own his bass. So, but like it's like we all collectively like felt some type of way when he threw his bass. We're like, dude, that's not
like,
yours.
dude, yeah, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Did it hit somebody in the face or something?
No.
I don't think it hit anybody, but there's a nice gouge right in like the middle of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it hit the drum kit at one point. I remember.
I think that's what caused it.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Alex and Louie, you came from other bands. What other bands did you play with in Florida?
Well, technically, I think like he was in a band with our first drummer.
No.
Well, technically, Foxfire's did exist.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like they were in a band with a drummer.
Yeah.
And then I was in like in a band with like an old friend of mine. We're always just like making bands with other people, but it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah, that was like that was like Raymond House Show era.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, and yeah, me and Louie were actually in another band with other friends.
Yeah, we were in Terramar.
Terramar. And like I played bass and Louis played drums and guitars. So like we would switch off.
Very
And
experimental shit. There.
yeah, it was mostly like me and Louie were like the only two that were a little bit more progressive and like you know, knowing how to play our instruments than our other friends. So like we kind of just managed with what they could do. So, you know, it could complement the sound.
Everybody got good at the end. Everybody that was in that band.
Everybody
that was in that band got really good.
Yeah.
They ended up forming Dupooch.
Yeah.
Dupooch. They ended up splitting.
And then and Dupooch was Sasha from WOJTEK. Yeah. They weren't in the last interview, but yeah.
So the fact that you all kind of play a lot of different instruments, how beneficial is that to your band when perhaps you're looking for a different sound and you all can kind of chip in and play a different instrument?
It definitely makes it easier for getting points across to each other, for sure.
Yeah.
We all kind of know the instrument that like each other plays, so we can all kind of like, oh, like I have this idea, and it's like, oh, okay, well, how do we make it happen? And we can all kind of help each other out and like find the sound that we're all looking for by just kind of like switching places and shit.
Yeah, usually like we can all basically, we're in a way multi-instrumentalists. But if I have to give credit to anyone, it's Louie. Louie is like Louie can play any instrument really well, and I think like we just kind of feed off each other that way. We learn by looking at each other. You know, we're kind of fast learners, and you know, like for example, if I make a riff and I have a certain idea for the drums, I can kind of tell Louie, and like he can he can adapt to it, and vice versa. When he makes a drum beat, I can adapt to it. You know, it's just feeding off each other.
Yeah, and. Louie, where did you learn how to play a lot of the instruments that you know how to play?
Fucking by ear.
Yeah.
By ear, ultimate guitar, and then
ultimate
guitar. Drums, I always sucked at them until I started playing in Headfoam, and then I got more practice and stuff. But like guitar, I would try to learn by myself. Yeah, and then obviously I feeds into bass and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat with him. Like I learned by ear and by just looking up tabs.
I think that's pretty much the whole tip that we were all on.
Yeah.
None of us got a lot of time, like
just very self
practical training. Yeah.
Just
I think I spent like I spent a couple months in like a in like a guitar lesson thing, and that was in 2008 or something like that. And then 2008 happened, so we couldn't do guitar lessons anymore. And I had to fucking figure it out from there. I learned how to play a G chord and La Bamba, and then I figured the rest of it out myself.
I mean, that's a good place to start, though.
Yeah.
Well, the music of Headfoam, I don't have to tell you, you know this. The music of Headfoam is very fast, and there has to be influences that helped you kind of craft that sound. So, who are some of those bands that influence Headfoam?
But we're wearing them right now.
Yeah, right now, actually.
Black Flag, Bad Brains.
Literally.
This is pretty much the blueprint. I didn't even think about that.
No, not even. We didn't even schedule this either.
Dude, no, yeah. This was pretty much the blueprint for the sound.
Yeah.
Everybody, because like Black Flag, like we were all into Black Flag at the same time. And then Alex I think they were already into Bad Brains, but then he put me on the Bad Brains. And like, of course, we all fucking love Sabbath, so it's like so slow and then super fast. And
we were always kind of just like, technically Headfoam was a jam band where we would just get together, play the songs that we liked, and we'd go from fucking around playing jazz, and then fucking around to playing some doomy riff, and then fucking around and playing some fast punk. And we were just like, hey, let's like just make something that sounds good with everything we got, and that's mostly how all our songs came together.
Yeah.
There was a show I was watching some of the footage of at the American Legion in Tampa, and there was one point in which you start like playing like a blues riff. So so talk about that. Is there any blues influence to your band as well?
For sure, we all definitely. I feel like like I can speak for all of us when it's like we all like pretty much the generic "we love everything" kind of people.
Yeah,
but it's like it is really like I can go into my record collection or his record collection and pull out like a bomb ass jazz album and a sick ass power balance album and a sick ass blues album and like some country shit. Like it's definitely an all over the place kind of thing.
Yeah, at least for me, the thing that got me into blues was just when I was a kid. I still watch a bunch of movies, but my dad would always love watching Back to the Future, and that scene that when Marty McFly's playing, you know, Johnny Be Good, like I always liked how like, you know, how he was just like saying,
Charlie, it's your cousin Marvin.
Marvin Berry. And yeah, like I don't know, like seeing that song and then getting into Chuck Berry, Lead Belly,
Yeah.
who else? Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix,
Classic
stuff
shit.
like that, like just old, like a bunch of stuff that the British appreciated back then, and then like the US was just like, oh, we take it for granted,
I feel like media has a lot to do with what's inspired us as a band too. Because for me, like I can look back and be like, what got me into like punk rock, and it's like, dude, the Tony Hawk,
Oh
the
yeah,
Tony Hawk
Oh,
American
shit.
Wasteland soundtrack and the Skate 3 soundtrack.
Dude,
Holy
definitely,
shit,
definitely.
You're like the second person I heard that.
dude,
Yeah.
it's good music. It's
It
all
is,
good.
it really
It's
is.
all bangers.
I really like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground.
Oh,
two
Yeah, Thug
for
2.
like Nintendo 64.
Mhm.
That was like my thing.
Was that on Game Boy too?
No,
I'm not sure,
No.
There might
but
have
I
been
know
like
it
a-
was on
That might have
N64.
been like a silly remake of it or something like that. That was like all crushed for it. but-
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Was most of those bands that were on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater mostly like punk?
Solid
mix,
mix. Yeah,
yeah.
lots of like post punk, lots of like rock and roll. Like for me, like I remember like listening to the Misfits for the first time because of it, like Teenagers from Mars.
Hmm.
So like a little bit of like the kind of punky stuff. I also remember like there was some more hardcore punk stuff on there, like I like dirt. I like mud. Yeah. Under my feet.
Oh yeah, that shit's a classic. What
That's
the
like
fuck?
another one that me and Louie like
Yeah.
connected with. It was like Bad Brains, Misfits, Black Flag.
Minor-
Well, we all did,
Minor
but
Threat, sir.
Minor
Minor
Threat.
Threat.
That was
Yeah.
a good one too.
That shit right there.
Anything
Like,
loud, fast, and fun, honestly.
Suicidal
Yeah.
tendencies.
Yeah, Cro-Mags.
Cro-Mags.
Suicidal Tendencies was also on the
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
It was a it was a bunch of
Oh, and the
dope
GTA
bands.
Channel X.
Oh yeah, of course. Keith Morris being a fucking
The
host.
DJ for the
It's
GTA
amazing, yeah.
Punk channel. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, dude.
And there's definitely a thrash influence, it sounds like, too. So you mentioned like,
Oh yeah.
We
Mention-
love Slayer.
mention-
We fucking love Slayer.
Fucking Slayer for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
funny thing, we all actually have. Well, it's not Slayer, but we all have Black Flag tattoos. We have a trinity of Black Flag
Yeah,
tattoos.
for real. For real.
Like yeah.
Is it all the bars or is it something?
the
Yeah,
bars.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have the
Yeah.
bars here. He has it on
Okay.
his, right there.
Okay.
He has it on his leg.
I was gonna say.
Oh, no, I thought you were pulling something else.
Hey.
I got worried.
I got a bar right here.
That was a close call, but
Oh, audio only podcast now.
it's a family show. So
The family.
Yeah.
Pull out the third leg.
so we're talking about a lot of these bands, right? That are some of the greats of the genre. So what do you remember about your first Florida show? What were some of the Florida bands you remember going to see for the first time? This answer might be different for each of you.
Well, no, I think it's actually probably really similar because we all started going to post shows and that was it.
You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I mean, I did see a couple of shows before that,
Yeah.
but I definitely didn't feel a sense of community till we started going. Like when I met them, there were more shows happening. There was
at the time, everybody like when we were getting into shows, everybody in our circle wanted to be like the next Surf Curse.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like in like at the time, there was just a bunch of people trying to be like Surf Rocky.
Yeah,
type
surf
of,
rock,
like,
indie. And it's all good. It's all good. A lot of
Yeah.
our friends really made it like work.
Yeah.
But yeah, not
they
that
kind of
wasn't.
yeah. They
For
kind
me,
of,
it was when I
spread
first
out.
saw when we saw that show at Raymond's house, and I saw Baker's old band, Super Saiyan Tupac,
Fucking hell.
and I was like, oh,
Yeah, me and
you
Louie
can
played
do
that show.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can just do that. You can just get on stage for 15 minutes and play
Yeah.
as loud, fast, and annoying as possible.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever seen Baker live, like from WOJTEK, but dude, like if you thought he sounded loud now, like he was always loud before. Like I think one of the things that like I heard from that show when we played with them was that some dude was like, dude, like that drumming sounded like bullets.
Yeah.
For real.
being like
Oh,
Yeah.
Freddie said
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was Freddie.
Oh, Freddie
Okay,
said
yeah. And it was crazy. And me and Louie actually played that show.
Yeah, we played.
And it was cool because we were playing a bunch of like okay originals, and then at one point like I guess the drummer for most of the original songs, he was like, yo, like Louie, get on drums, Alex, get on guitar. And then he started singing, and then like we covered Nervous Breakdown by Black Flag.
Yeah.
And when we like that's like when me and Louie connected, we were like, wow, like there was a force to be reckoned with, and like the whole house just started flying.
Yeah,
everywhere
dude,
with
everyone
people.
went
Like,
crazy.
everyone went crazy for
remember
that
that.
song, and that's like a special moment for me. It was like, damn, like that was cool to see, like just that energy.
Yeah, I can imagine. And you think about talking about some of the earliest time when you went to see shows, what were some of the places you would go to see some of those shows?
So most of them were like house shows. There was this one called the Black Sheep House. It was pretty cool. You would walk in, there'd be like N64, like
Yeah.
there would be like 2 fucking TVs with like an N64 console, and they would play. And then in the kitchen, you would have bands. I remember one band was Innocuous.
Dude, Innocuous.
Yeah.
Wow, that was another one of my first shows that I got to go to.
Yeah.
The last, I think it was the last Innocuous show ever.
Maybe. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
when they
No,
threw
no,
the
it was
bass
like
drum?
one of the
Yeah.
last
One of
ones.
the
Yeah, one of the
Mm.
last ones. And then we also would go to Churchill's. There would be a lot of open
Sneaking
mics.
into the back door at the
Yeah.
Churchill.
Yeah, there was this thing where like there was always a side door for bands to
loading
get
door.
into.
And we just
we
wait
would-
for one of the bands to pop one of the doors open. We're like, hey, we're gonna go in, and the bands would be like,
Yeah, we'd help them out and
Yeah.
we'd help them with their equipment, and then we pretend to go inside, and then we just stay in the back.
and
And
like,
then,
guys,
like,
make sure you have everything you need because we can't come back in.
Yeah. What was that like for you, considering that throughout the years, there's been a lot of places that have come and gone in South
it's-
Florida to see shows. However, Churchill's at the time, they were the one that was still standing after all
Yeah,
that time.
Yeah.
So what was that like for your band to play such a historical venue and such a classic venue like Churchill's? What was that like for
It
Headfoam?
was really great.
I remember being
honestly.
so unbelievably stoked, and
Yeah.
for like the most whatever show ever, like not even that good of a show for us when we first started out. It was such a
Yeah.
whatever show. Like, but I remember just like the idea of like, dude, it's Churchill's
Yeah.
on the main stage
Yeah,
for like
that
5
was like
people.
the thing.
For
Like,
like 5 people to
we
show
kind
up.
of we kind of progressed into that. Like it was like we would start off playing like we would play the main stage at some point when we had our other drummer, and then eventually when Louie came in, the sound was able to amplify because
Yeah.
we could all keep up with each other in a fast pace, and then eventually we would play like the floor stage, and then eventually we were able to get to the stage on a
Yeah.
Saturday or Friday, and
And those shows were
those
killer.
shows were amazing.
I remember like I remember we played Black Market, and we like it was like a huge thing. Like that was crazy. I couldn't believe that. And then we got paid like $300, and I was like, I can
Yeah,
make
that was
money. I can do this and make money.
Yeah.
What?
Was that some of the best turnouts you've seen? Was that the Churchill shows?
No, it was
No.
the end of Churchill's was like the start of our like
Yeah.
big turnouts.
Yes.
Yeah, Loser Lounge was a sick.
Loser Lounge.
Loser Lounge was another one.
Loser Lounge was just shows that we would play because we loved Loser Lounge.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we would show up sometimes, and it would be like the band sitting in the audience, and it was still the best night ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally just a sense of community, a sense of just having a connection with
Yeah,
everyone.
rest in peace,
like-
Wyatt. Real shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the owner of Loser Lounge, Wyatt, he was like just the coolest
That
guy
was-
ever. He
it
was the
took-
craziest guy too.
He
Like,
was the guy that I think speaking on like the turnout thing, like Wyatt was the reason that we started like Wyatt felt like we started to gain more traction, because like those Loser Lounge shows really popped off. When it was packed, it was packed. He was always there, like kind of pushing us to do better and do more. And like that's even though Loser Lounge was a small venue, it felt like the biggest shows ever. Rest in peace, Wyatt. Real shit.
yeah, he
Rest in peace.
unfortunately passed away. Then we hope he's in Valhalla. Where all
Doing
the
this thing.
warriors are.
That was fucking man.
Yeah.
What was it like playing up in Tampa?
Oh man,
Tampa.
It
Legion.
was it when
the
we were
Legion
on
Hall that we
tour?
played recently, or like last year or last year?
I think that was when we were
Last
on
year,
tour.
yeah.
Actually. Yeah,
that
our-
was good
yeah.
actually. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was fun until at one point, like,
Oh yeah, the bouncer started getting pretty
yeah,
pressed.
he started getting pissed at Louie because Louie didn't have his like ID or wallet on him.
Fucking asshole. Yo.
Yeah, and we were just like, and at one point, like, he was just getting very
Yeah, Louis like
inappropriate,
Louis got like more than complied and was like, all right, like I'm not gonna bring any beer and I'm not gonna drink any beer, and the guy just like would not lay off of him.
No,
Yeah.
So I drank it outside, and then he tried to. Not
yeah.
tackle
It
me,
got to
but-
the point where I had to confront him and be like, "Hey, dude, like,
Like we're not
We're
doing
not-
anything anymore. We're leaving.
like,
we're leaving.
We're more than understanding of what you're saying. Like, please, like,
leave us alone.
leave us alone. We're gonna leave. We're loading out. Like, chill." And then I think when I told him that, he kind of got a little bit like, like a bad face about it. But I didn't care. Like,
But Tampa itself, the show itself was good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It's the people that were there, like it was a weeknight show, so like the crowd wasn't like super thick, but the people that showed out were really into what was happening that night, and that felt good.
Yeah. Our friend Momo, who was in that band that we mentioned.
He's who hosted
earlier.
us.
He was in Do Pooch.
Now he's in Super Bitch.
Yeah, he made his other band called Super Bitch.
Yeah,
and they're fucking sick.
They're really
amazing.
Super noisy,
noisy, rocky type of punky stuff. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's like when I heard him play, I was like, wow, dude, you have some fucking dope ass riffs.
Yeah, it's fun.
How often do you play shows in other parts of Florida with some of the bands from Miami?
Man, only really on tour. We've gone on like 3 tours now at this point, like 1 weekender and then 2 longer ones. We try to get out of Miami for shows a little more often now, just because like you said, there's a lot of places that have shut down. There's not a lot of homes for more kind of like alternative or like extreme stuff. The goal right now, I feel like, is just to get out of Miami and kind of explore more scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, just really like, just branch out, because eventually, like, I love home. You got to spread your wings.
305 till I die, always. Always.
You all made it up to Jacksonville too. What was it like playing up there?
Jax was good.
Jax was
good. We played at Rain Dogs. It's a fun spot. They treated us very nicely. Cody from Black Voltage booking is like the man. He's super sweet, took really good care of us.
Yeah, at one point they booked Ignorantes. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they're like this fucking sick, like they're Chilean, right? A Chilean band, or no, I'm saying that wrong. Chileano band. I don't know. They're from Chile, and they're sick. They're like very like raw to the core, just fucking punk, like super sick. And like, we went to go see them and they played, and one of the things that we respected about them is that they were playing with just some whatever ass band, and they were like, yeah, it's an opportunity to come down here, so we played, and it was sick, dude. Like, it was so wholesome because there was like not a lot of people there,
but they still gave it. I saw
but
the
it
videos.
was still like 150% of like, it was awesome. It was a great fucking show. But no, Rain Dogs is it's like a hit or miss with that place, but when it hits really good.
Yeah. What other parts of Florida besides the places we've already talked about has Headfoam played?
Orlando.
Yeah, that was one of the first like out of town shows we ever played, right?
Yeah,
for a fest. That was an amazing show, actually. Yeah. That was back when Fernie was still in
Dog Night Terror.
No,
Nightmare.
The
Nightmare. Yeah.
What fest was that?
It was like a freak shop or something.
Yeah, freak shop. I think it was called. It was
like a
one day like a shop. What is it? Like a what's the word for it?
It's like a little,
where everybody sells things.
A zine
together.
fest. It was kind of like a zine fest.
Like a flea. It was a flea.
It was a flea.
It was
a flea fest.
A flea market.
A flea market.
But yeah, that was a great show. That was also early on for Louie being in the band too, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
And that show was awesome. Like, that was back when before a lot of the punks from like South Florida like kind of shifted all the way up to Philly. So it was a real tight-knit scene, and everybody there like really dug the music. The whole room was like moving. Like, we were just like 3 random jerks from Miami that have never played outside of Miami that pulled up, and the room was like wall to wall. It was really sick.
Yeah. And it was funny because like all the punks from Miami moved to Orlando,
and then all the punks from
Orlando moved to New York. So like we like were able to get that little bit of like that crowd before they like left to New York, and it was great because at one point we were playing our last song. It was Electric Crack Pipe, and I just remember like when that breakdown,
dude,
hit, everyone just went crazy.
The energy was like electric.
Like, you could see people dancing. You could see people dancing to our songs, and it was just like stuff like that is like why we like doing that stuff,
Isn't that the song that kind of almost has like this slow like groove to it? Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Thank you.
That one's really, thank you, man. Yeah, that seems to be the real popular song. It's really, I get it. It's really fun. It's like, it's what do you call it? I think it's really cool that's the song that kind of took off, because it's like we were playing with like a lot of like fast, like like your typical just like straight fast hardcore punk bands and stuff like that. So to see that people are like willing to kind of give like in that scene, give that a chance of like the more kind of like doomy like sound and still like rock with it hard as fuck it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
It tells me we're doing something right.
I mean, I like the fast stuff, but as you get older, you kind of like some of the, the stuff. Yeah, I could just sit back and relax, and I'm not like I don't have like a headache, and after I'm done.
Definitely, I definitely think there needs to be a balance. It's like
sure.
you could do both, which is like what we try to do. It works out some way or another.
But extremes of both, so it's like either stupid slow or stupid fast.
Yeah,
no in between.
Well, let's talk.
I hate God says some shit about that. Like heavier, like faster doesn't mean heavier. Yeah. Heavier doesn't mean faster. Like sometimes the heaviest you can get is like just really slow.
Just like it's in the riff. It's in the riff.
It's in how heavy the riff is.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And I know you're wearing a Bad Brain shirt. You think about a song like The Big Takeover, which is like
of course.
Like a slow build. And then once it takes off, that's it. It's
once you hear those toms.
That's right.
It's just, that time signature is like it's like storytelling. It's awesome, Like
I think we have a song like that. I think it's Tosfic is one of the new ones.
Oh yeah,
coming off the new album.
It starts off real slow, and then it just like it's like a roller coaster, and it's like it picks up, and you kind of going up, and then like
and it's like a stranglehold for like the whole middle section of the song, and then it releases back into a little bit of a slow bit, and then another little whip at the end, let you know fast.
Yeah, nice. And I definitely want to talk about the new stuff you have going on. For a moment, let's talk about the first album that Headfoam did. Okay. It was released on cassette, and there's 11 songs on that one.
Yes, there is.
So talk about the making of that record.
I think that was the first time any of us had ever been like in a studio for real.
Yeah, like
that
was like the cool thing about it is that when we got asked to come check out a studio by
John Nunez from Torch and Shitstorm.
I guess at one point, like I think he told us that his drummer Rick, he saw us live and was like, yo, you should record these guys.
Yeah.
And then we said, okay, we'll check out the studio, and we
were all really worried, I think, because we had tried on several occasions to record the band like in a proper way.
Yeah.
Like home studios and nothing but love to the people that tried to track us before. But like it was always kind of uncomfortable because we're not really good in like I guess like a professional setting.
Yeah.
But like going into Sound Artillery to record that studio felt really comfortable. He's got that place set up like it's a crash pad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's super nice. It's super comfortable. He's really, really willing to work with us. It doesn't feel like he's trying to like strap us for the money that he's getting.
Like it's not like some producer or recording engineer
just trying to make money.
He's like, he's just like, pay me and I'll just fucking put compressor.
I'll press record.
I'll press record, put the compressor at whatever I like, and it's gonna be what it is. It's like no, like
he very much understands like the creative process of like more alternative sounds.
Yeah, he's a very like he's a musician himself. He's
into heavy music.
Yeah, he's recorded a bunch of bands through the years.
He's in like prolific like heavy bands.
Yeah, and he's even told us like, I'm not trying to change your sound. I'm just trying to amplify it.
Yeah,
and that's what we wanted.
And
that's what he delivered.
He also does something that I really like, which is like kind of like if there's a part of the song that can be kind of like nudged or something like that needs to be just like slightly changed so that the flow is better.
Yeah.
Usually, I've never heard John give a suggestion for like change, because he very rarely does, but when he does suggest something, I've never heard him suggest changing a part of the song, and I'm like, ew, what the fuck? Like it's almost always like, whoa.
I think that
happened. I didn't even think about that.
That happened with like Two-Headed Gin, where like
we flipped the solos.
We flipped the solo, like instead of going into the solo with like a low
and slow kind of like heavy part.
Well, it was like a low lead that I started with, and then he was like, yo, why don't you switch it so you can hear it better?
Yeah, you come in kind of searing hot with one like noodly.
So it was
then like at the end it's like a kind of like nice like kind of
it all kind of just came, and it's just stuff like that, like him just having the experience he has and just trying to just help us complement ourselves rather than just make us into something that he thinks is what the standard is. He's like he's just a very talented person, and I think he should get as much recognition as
that studio should be booked out 24/7.
Exactly. That guy is an amazing person.
It's a good sounding record, no doubt about it. And
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Two-Headed Gin, you brought that up. That's probably another one of my favorite tracks off of that album. Talk about that song for a minute, and what's that song about?
Well, that song was basically just I like I'm always reading into history stuff, and I guess I started reading up about, you know, genies and stuff like that, and I was like, well, you know, I read about jinn, and jinns were kind of just these, in a way, they weren't like demons or angels. They were kind of like, they were anti-heroes, and you know, they kind of just did whatever they wanted. But I guess I like the idea of like a demon genie. So and I just decided to give him two heads, and yeah, literally.
Two heads.
Two heads, baby. Best of both worlds.
Have you ever seen the horror movie Wishmaster?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen that one. Actually.
Wait,
That's about an evil djinn. You need to check out that movie.
Okay, I gotta check it out. But yeah, like the concept of the song is just literally a genie trying to break out of his lamp by poisoning his master.
I'm taking another lollipop.
And that's just what it is.
And I'm a dum-dum.
And that's basically what the song's about. And yeah, that song just was just inspired by a lot of just doom, a lot of like Ty Segall. Like
I think we all
he's very hard rock type of, you know.
I think we all went through like a doom phase at that period too. Like we all, like all of a sudden, all of us kind of simultaneously got into like I Hate God and listening to the Sabbath records again.
Yeah.
That definitely probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of like Bongzilla, a bunch of those guys. Electric Wizard, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah. You know.
I Hate God though, for sure.
For sure.
I Hate God, yeah.
There's a funny story with me and Louie and the I Hate God guy, like the singer. I forget his name.
Oh, Mike.
Mike, yeah. At one point we went to go see them at Gramps in
that was me, Bobby.
That was sick.
yeah, it was at Gramps. And me and Louie
I was on
walked
acid.
up to go get merch. Yeah, and he was on acid.
We were both on acid. Oh, and they were playing with the Obsessed too.
Yeah.
With the
They were
Obsessed.
sick.
That was
And Shroud Eater.
And Shroud Eater, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, I didn't even remember that.
Shroud Eater opened for them. Yeah.
And
yeah.
at one
God
point,
damn.
we're like telling this dude,
I saw
like
Davin the other day.
we're like telling this
Oh,
dude,
drunk?
like, yo,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so sick. It's so sick that you guys are like playing. And we were just, you know, just appreciating him. And at one point, like, I guess he just kind of said like the weirdest thing. He was like, he told one of his friends, like, hey, don't trust these guys. They probably steal your stuff. And then I just kind of looked at him and I'm like, nah, we won't steal your stuff, but we'll smoke all your weed.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of looked at me confused. I guess he wasn't expecting me to say something like that. And he kind of just shrugged off a laugh. And it was like,
that
I don't
guy's
know.
kind of funny though. He's so
Yeah.
he like in moments, and like I don't even know him personally, but like every time I've had any sort of like mild interaction, because I've seen him like 3 times now, like it's always like something goofy. Like at that same show, we're waiting in line for the bathroom.
Oh,
And
okay,
again,
yeah.
like we're Louie and I are tripping, but like I'm sitting in line for the bathroom. It's a long ass line because it's a packed show at Gramps. And like I see somebody open the door to get in and kind of walk past the line. And he goes, "Oh shit!" And he looks around, and I look at him, and it's the vocalist for I Hate God. And again, like for me, I'm already like in a different state. But I see him, and I'm like, and he goes, "Yeah." And then he disappears, and then he fucking disappears. He ran out like if it was a cartoon, like he would have left the door and a little like smoke cloud would have like fell up behind
like
him.
a road runner.
Yeah.
The fucking sound.
Yeah, but the circle around, yeah, that's how that song is made, from our influences from bands like that.
Yeah.
I wish we could play with I Hate God. They said some shit like in the same breath. They were like, we're looking for a band to do after the whole slow shit. We're looking for a band. They wanted to be a band that mixed Black Sabbath and Black Flag together.
That's all.
And I'm like, isn't that fucking Headfoam? Like, whatever. Like, if we have that slow, and then we also have the fast, and we got the energy, so it's like, if y'all be seeing us, you already know. Hit us up.
Yeah.
We would
One day.
love to play with I Hate God when you come through.
And I wanted to ask, when you're playing some of these shows, right? Different places, different crowds, what have you. When the show is over, what do people typically say to you? Do they have any comparisons that they shared with you that makes them think of
I
other
have gotten
bands?
so many weird ones.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of like some people like, so when we first started, we were playing a lot of mixed shows. So like a lot of the people weren't really into like heavier stuff, but like somebody told me that we sounded like Disturbed once.
Oh, fuck that. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Where'd they draw that
That's what I'm
conclusion?
saying.
Yeah.
But like as it went on, it definitely got more and more concise. Like I've heard people use the Black Flag, Black Sabbath comparison like to me, and I'm like, no way, that's what I say.
Yeah. But there was one that was like, this is like the weirdest Rush show ever. Like, what the fuck?
No, that was the day. No, that was the day that God rest. That was the day that Neil Peart died.
Oh
yeah.
No. Oh,
so that guy was being a
yeah,
real ass.
Yeah. I don't know what he does, but I think he like Reapermancer. Have you ever heard of Reapermancer? If you look at the video hungover, whatever the fuck, that's a dude like that's hanging himself from the door. Yeah. He also lives with them, so it's like I know him. I fucking figured it out. It was him, but he was like, "Yo, this is the weirdest Rush tribute band ever." I was like, "Dog, what the fuck?" Like, I hope you don't sound like fucking.
Was it Bishma?
It wasn't Bishma. No. It was a bald guy. Bald guy.
Oh, I know you're talking about. He's cool.
Yeah, he is.
Cool. Oh, you're talking about Mahoney?
No.
Mahoney.
No, different guy.
Oh, okay.
Have you all considered doing a video?
Yeah.
We're actually working on.
Yeah, we throw the idea around. We have a lot of ideas and just not a lot of money.
Yeah, and we also all work a lot to try to fucking survive. So it's we try to fit time into do everything.
Cool. We take videos of us doing work.
Just
working, and then I don't know.
Make like a stupid fast song and just have really mundane footage of us, like just ringing things.
There you go. Especially
at a show or some shit, and then we play a fucking. I don't fucking.
At the end, we just throw ourselves inside a lake, and then that's it. That's how we go. That's how we die.
Especially if the song is only a minute and 18 seconds, you're not going to need a lot.
It's long enough, but I don't know where you're trying to go with that. But that's a bug time.
I think it's more than enough time.
I think it's more.
I think
it's
too much.
It's realistic, honestly. That's...
After songs, you can go to the mirror and just kind of flex.
Yeah, man. No,
there you go.
We do have a lot. That first album definitely has a lot of short songs on it.
Yeah,
I love looking at that because like 11 songs. You tell anybody, you put out an 11-song album, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. But it's a 22-minute album.
Yeah.
What other? Go ahead.
I like it. I'm happy with it.
Me too.
What other song off of the first record is also one of your most fun to play out live?
I love playing Lightweight.
Lightweight, Mother Mob.
Lightweight
in the pit.
Lightweight.
You can never go wrong with In the Pit.
Yeah, In the Pit is like that one song that like when we play it, everyone just sings it with us.
I love that. We were able to get away with a goofy kind of like group chant.
Yeah,
that's cool. Like I'm never gonna forget the first time I saw a video like from outside the show or something. Like somebody took a video of the show. And this was back when Space Mountain was there. We were playing at Space Mountain, and that was the first time I ever heard a video where it goes in the pit, and you can hear like the sound of like I don't know, like 20, 30 kids, whatever. But still, like more than one person saying it, and I was like, oh, what?
It's kind of surreal.
Yeah.
That show had that energy for real.
Yeah, I also love playing.
I think that was the first show you ever played, actually.
No, that was the second one.
Back of the Road. Back of the Road.
That one was also another one that was funny.
That one was a funny, stupid one.
Yeah.
But I also like playing it's the electric crack pipe. Everybody likes the electric crack pipe. I like playing that one because it's also fun to hear. People seem to know the words to that one too, which is crazy because that's a lot of words to know.
I'll get ready to sing, and then I just hear a whole crowd
already got it,
and I'm like, all right, you guys got it, and then I'm just like, go for it.
With a song like In the Pit, do you feel that's like a call for people to really get in? If they were kind of hanging out in the back, that they come forward, or does that not make any difference?
It's kind of the idea.
It's kind of like, don't be afraid to let loose, but at the same time, it's kind of like just saying how like there's
it's a good thing to do.
It's a good thing to do, but there's also there's a good side to moshing and a bad side to moshing, and it's like some people, they kind of just say, fuck this, I'm not gonna get hurt, and then some people are like, dude, let's fucking just not give a crap, go into it and see how it turns out, and maybe at the end we'll feel good, maybe we won't, but at least you did something,
Yeah,
There's different types of pits for sure, right?
Yeah.
I hated fucking going to those stupid hardcore shows, fucking karate flipping everywhere.
Yeah, those karate,
Those old school,
dudes,
the old
like,
school,
karate kicks
the old school
everywhere.
like metalcore,
Yeah.
hardcore shows.
Yeah, like the bands start and it's just like everyone is like a fucking everyone's doing judo.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
like,
like
what the fuck?
I
Like,
can appreciate the energy, but it's like, you know, you're gonna eventually swing someone's fucking tooth out of their fucking head.
Yeah,
you know?
and then, no, for me, it's like I have respect for the people that do like the thing, and like they'll like when there's a so like if it's a hardcore show and everybody's there for a hardcore show and they're doing like that dance, fine. But if like, yo, how are you gonna like what really gets to me is that when somebody gets hit in one of those pits and then they want to fight over it.
Yeah,
It's like one of the two of you had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
One of you guys at least had to know this was gonna happen.
it's a lot of egos in the pit. You know?
That was Miami in the late 90s and early
Yeah.
2000s. That was the way it always was in Miami.
Yeah.
well,
So
Gotta love Florida.
hey,
Death
there's different
death
kinds
metal
of pits
centric.
for sure though. There's different kinds of pits for sure. I'd rather go into a fucking circle pit where everybody's like pushing each other and shit.
Yeah,
Rather than beating the fuck out of each other. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
I like the newer like I like the kind of newer like hardcore like side to side stuff too. That's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I like when people pogo and like jump on top of each other in a lightweight.
I like when people are actually dancing, you know, and like and everyone's just like when everybody's dancing and they're like that's the pit. The pit forms because people are feeling the music, not because people want to fucking beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I guess the idea that we all have in our head is not so much like the hardcore dancing, but like there's a very specific thing. Like you'll see videos of it too, where like people will go out of their way to like beat on people or go out of their way to like kind of like, you know, reach over the first line of people who's willing to get hit and put a fist into the second line of people who are hiding from getting hit.
Yeah, and sometimes they drag people out without consent. It's like, you know, sometimes that's cool. Sometimes it can be very like, you know, not I want to say traumatic, but just like surprising.
It's rough.
You know, it's rough, yeah. But you know, like I just think the pitch should be like kinetic energy. Like we're all moving around each other. And we'll tap each other every now and then, but we're not gonna destroy each other, you know.
Like, I feel like fucking shows and shit. Like, yeah, people might use it for like pit, like to de-stress in ways where they might want to go pick a fight or some shit like that. But do it in the fucking parking lot. I feel like
don't pick fights in the pit either. What?
Yeah, like
yo, this is not your arena, dude. Don't pick fights in the pit.
Because one thing, it's like everybody's fucking already. Like kind of like Ujen, like fucking fleeing away from like some violence, some bullshit day at work or whatever the fuck I want to do is fucking, you know, fucking.
Hey, you got this 33-year-old guy like fucking picking a fight with some like
12-year-old kid,
small 12-year-old like little dude, and it's like, dude, come on, man, like pick a fight with someone your own size.
Yo, that and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like don't be that type of person.
Yeah, just don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick. Pit as hard as you want. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
There you go. That's exactly it. So you think about the new music that you all are working on or may already have completed. Talk about that for a minute, and what can we expect from the next recording from Headfoam?
I'm really stoked on it. I always tell like one of the things I was telling the guys earlier or the other day was like, whenever I think of like the new songs, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite song. I'm like, oh no, but this is my favorite song. Like it feels like we're getting into a place where we're a lot more comfortable with the music that we're making, as far as like it kind of meeting our expectations for the kind of music we want to hear. The last album felt that way, and then we kind of moved past it. Now this time again, it's like, oh, now we're doing even newer stuff, and it feels.
I think Louie like worded it the best way. It's like you referenced like Slayer, like with their albums. You were like he put it like it's like, you know, Slayer had Show No Mercy. It was just kind of them making songs that they liked, kind of being influenced by Venom, you know, Celtic Frost, all this extreme metal before them. And then when they got to Rain in Blood, that was like the defying Slayer sound.
Don't expect us to sound like Rain in Blood though, please.
Yeah,
we'll never be that good.
Yeah, we're not.
We'll never be that good.
But you know, it still stands that like our sound has become
more defined. Yeah, for sure. Like we're still doing your classic, like, you know, tupa hardcore punk, but we're also kind of getting into our more like metal-y kind of roots, because we all kind of primarily started with like metal being the thing that we like.
At least not cheesy metal.
All metal is cheesy.
And with metal comes longer songs, so can we expect to have longer tracks with the new records?
Oh yeah.
Some of them definitely get into like regular radio play length at least. Which is crazy, because like I remember like to go from like playing like a 15-minute set to like a 25-minute set, I'm like, wow, I'm tired.
I'm like,
I'm EP. It's too much.
And now we have almost like 45 minutes
to
an hour, like fucking material.
I don't think. Well, I don't want to.
Not an hour, but 45. I think 45 for sure.
We had to do it. We had to do a 45 minutes. The first time we ever did like a long set was like 45 minutes, and it was for the Black Market Halloween show, and that was like a fucking marathon, dude.
I'm glad I was
Did you all dress up for that show?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we all did costumes. I did.
What was your costumes?
I did like the classic toilet paper mummy. I bought like a tracksuit and then wrapped it in toilet paper. And that was really good.
I think I like Louie's.
Louie's was really good. We didn't
Yeah.
know what he was gonna do till he pulled up. He pulls up fucking covered in blood with a freshly shaven head, and he was doing like a Gigi Allen costume.
Yeah.
The only reason was because like I don't want to have clothes on, because if it's 40-minute set, I want to be in my underwear and underwear, boots, and a vest. And
That's
then,
Gigi Allen.
Gigi Allen, and then like they had fake blood in the green room, and like please don't spill that anywhere. And that's the first thing I fucking do.
It's fake blood. What do you want, dude?
Pick it up. Call the fucking fire truck. Hey, what happened yesterday? No, not the time.
Nothing happened. I think the only thing that I did was just I was the Mad Hatter.
I was a good one too. Dude, I don't know how you didn't pass out. That was crazy. This guy's on stage playing for 45 minutes in a full jacket and top hat.
No, I took it off at one point. I took my jacket off.
And he had a long sleeve shirt under it.
He threw it to the crowd. The girls went crazy.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no. He's lying. The girls went crazy.
He got like 3 bras from that night. Like,
Wow.
Headfoam is officially a panty dropper band.
Yeah.
This must have happened in one of my blackouts.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it was 45 minutes, right?
They were
it was just me stringing one note the whole set.
We're the Grateful Dead now, by the way.
Free acid.
Yeah.
Free acid. Don't take the brown acid.
Not take the brown acid.
When do you think the new record will be out for those who want to check it out, to listen to it, or even purchase?
It will be January 13th.
January 13th. That is our goal. That is our day soon. It's done. We recorded it. Gotta give it a little bit of TLC, maybe find somewhere to distribute it physically, because we'd like to have it physically before then. If not, it is what it is, because it's hard to get things pressed nowadays. But
we usually just self-product. We just like do it ourselves type
it's the turnaround times and the money that kind of halt us from doing a physical release on time.
Man, it's just
hopefully we can make it happen, because I'd like at least tapes.
It's just like 3 of us putting the money together, and
we're all broke as shit all the time.
Yeah, and we're all just trying to put the album out, we'll pay for the album to be recorded, mastered, and mixed.
Touring definitely helped with making that possible.
Touring helped with that, and
so expect more of that.
Eventually we do want to get the new album on vinyl, so that is the next plan for the album.
We want to press something.
We also do have a show for our album release, which
it's
is
gonna
on
be
the
on
same
that same day, 13th. We're booking. We have Root Television, Procto Boy.
Root
Television. Where's that going to be?
At the Legion Hall that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
Tampa.
No. In Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale.
Hollywood. It's like American Legion.
Oh yeah.
92. Post 92.
It's a great Legion Hall. The vets there are actually all super nice.
Yeah. They're really cool.
Usually they schedule a karaoke night on the same day they do shows.
Yeah.
So it's like a great kind of like, you step out from the show and into the bar, and you got a couple old guys singing like, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. I'm always tempted to go fucking do karaoke.
You should do it.
I want to.
Karaoke's good.
When you do karaoke, what song do you typically pick?
Oh, dude, I think the next one that I want to do is "Pretty Woman" by Roy Orbison.
Oh, that's a good shout.
But I remember me and Red did one.
We did Mary Jane.
Mary Jane by Rick James.
Yeah.
That one was a great one.
Trade off the mic on do you.
That was awesome.
When you think about the upcoming shows for the new record and what have you, are there any cover songs you plan on playing at some of those shows?
Yeah,
we got one.
We have one. Yeah, we do have.
I turned into a Martian. Whoa!
Yeah. We just played that yesterday.
Yeah, we had a fun show.
And it was just fun playing that song. Like has to be one of my favorite Misfits songs, aside from like 20 Eyes. I mean, there's a bunch that I like, but
Teenagers from Mars.
I just love like that song. Has a great fucking like riff.
It's a great, super fun, just like head empty. And
I just love the vocals.
It's
like,
fun
in
to
that
do.
song,
Playing
like-
Misfit songs is always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're enjoyable songs to play.
And they're short and sweet.
Yeah.
It fits into the vibe.
There you
Yep.
go. Yeah. So you mentioned the record release party will be in Fort Lauderdale. Any
Yeah.
other itinerary you have planned for playing shows outside of that for that album?
That's really the only thing we have concretely. I
Yeah,
think.
at the moment we are trying to play in New Orleans.
Yeah,
we
are-
have a friend of ours trying to set it up for
Yeah.
us. We're just waiting
trying to
on.
put together like maybe a weekender all the way up to New Orleans and back.
Yeah,
Knowledge.
Would that be the first time playing there?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the last 2 tours we did, we went up and swung out Midwest a little bit, and then the one before that was just east and back down.
yeah,
So this would be the first time we really kind of just hard turn out of Florida.
yeah.
Where in the Midwest did you play?
We played in Ohio, and that was cool because
that was a cool dead show, but amazing
Yeah,
venue. So
amazing.
fun. Super.
Was that is that the bowling alley you
Yes!
I played? Okay.
we slept there, and it was really cool because
Yeah, before they punched out and left, one of the fucking bartenders walks up and he's like, "By the way, it's haunted."
Yeah.
It is. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
yeah, dude, and it was pretty cool because like we got nice and drunk, and we had pizza, so that's
Dude, they
always a
gave us
good
free
combination.
pizza.
That Oktoberfest. What is it?
They gave us a
Some
whole
shit.
bucket of like Oktoberfest beer in the middle of the summer.
Something. Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome.
It was amazing.
They were so accommodating. I felt so bad because like nobody pulled up to that show, but like they were so sweet. They were so good to us.
They have
Yeah.
a collection of band shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every time
fucking
every
wall.
band that plays there, they buy a T-shirt from them and put it on the wall as a sound baffle.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Nice.
they took one of ours and they put him up there, and it was cool for both bands.
Yeah.
WOJTEK and Headfoam. It was pretty cool.
Were those the only 2 Florida bands you recognize that were on the wall?
Oh no, there was a
Yeah,
couple.
there was a couple, yeah.
No Coffin for sure was on there.
Oh yeah,
no,
I remember
They've
them.
been, dude. No Coffin has been everywhere.
No Coffin
though.
was North Carolina. Too.
I've
That was
never.
weird.
I don't think we played a single venue where there wasn't a No Coffin
Yeah.
sticker.
that's-
it's crazy.
It's like we just took
Those
their
guys
route
are
in a way or some
insane.
shit, Yeah.
They put in the work, dude. Jesus.
When you're touring and playing out these places, what's one of your favorite stops along the way that you just enjoy
Virginia
and you guys
City.
have the most fun?
Bucky's.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck the shows. Bucky's.
Yeah, we love going to Bucky's.
Dude,
Yeah.
we love going to Bucky's.
Anywhere you can stop and get fucking beer. That's the only fucking place you can stop
Yeah.
and get beer.
The fucking Walmart
Yeah.
of gas stations.
I love Bucky's.
It is. What is it about Bucky's you love so much besides the fact that you can buy
the
beer?
brisket. The brisket.
It's the brisket for
Oh,
me.
The chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
for
that was
me,
good,
No,
too.
yeah, dude. I just found out
Fire.
we had been to Bucky's about 4 times now, and I just found out that like there's the whole counter in the back that's the beef jerky, and they just let you sample it for free all the time. You can
Oh,
just keep
fuck.
asking.
I
for
didn't know
pieces.
that. What?
And it's also some of the best beef jerky. So good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not we're not sponsored by Bucky's, but God, I wish we were.
I'm gonna come in with a different mustache. Like, hello.
It is I, Bluis.
And I'm thinking too, there's only so many options you have, like Daytona, St. Augustine, and South Carolina. Are there any other locations you stopped at besides those?
just the Daytona one.
Just the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's ain't much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
But,
hopefully there'll be more soon. I think they're
Yeah.
building one out, and I could be wrong, but I heard they might be
Yeah,
building
out
one
west.
down in Fort Pierce.
Oh,
cool.
Possibly. Don't quote me on that, but I thought I heard something about
I'll
it.
take that drive.
The more the merrier, bro.
I mean, it's a lot closer, obviously, than
and,
Definitely,
and
yeah.
Bucky's is for the people. Their starting pay is at like $15, dude.
That's pretty dope, honestly. But then again, you know, no inflation would just always come around and
Yeah,
say,
for
"Hey, you're right back here," well, you know, or behind here.
Yeah,
The
right.
line.
As far as like a legitimate answer, like Virginia is always a banger. We played
Virginia was cool.
the Crayola House is a guy like Papa E.
Yeah,
That man is the best.
that guy's sick.
They're
like,
so accommodating.
it's so funny because like when you look at him, he looks like he's like fucking 30 years
Yeah,
old.
he looks like this. He's like this
And
big,
he's literally-
burly guy.
He's like 20.
he
he's
just
like
turned
20.
21 when
Yeah.
we played there.
Yeah, he's a
And he's
fucking
like the
kid.
coolest 20-year-old I've
So
ever seen.
sweet.
He would just fucking get like, what was it, like gas, and he would just start blowing fucking
Oh, he
fire
was
into
blowing.
the air.
Yeah, he was doing like fire.
Yeah.
Like,
That was like his thing. Like after shows, he would just blow fire for like amusement. Like it was
Yeah.
super cool.
Super sick.
yeah, no.
Yeah, it was a
the
sick
Crayola
basement
House.
show.
I think they might be losing the space or something now.
Oh, that sucks.
But it's been around for a long time and it's like changed hands like a million times. But like when we played there, always good, always fun.
Yeah. What was like playing up in New York?
New York was hit and miss. The first time we played, we got kind of boned because like the venue all of a sudden was like, oh, we don't have AC, so the show might not happen. And it wasn't until like an hour before the show that they said, yeah, that you can play. And then like by that time, like 2 bands had canceled off the bill. So it was just WOJTEK, Headfoam, and like one other guy. And then, so none of the crowds for the other band showed up. So that was like a real rough spot. It was a fun show, and they treated us really nicely once they got in there.
Yeah,
the second time though was great.
The first time though with that New York show was like the band that was still trying to play, like their singer just
they were underage, and they threw a fit about it, and then they basically kicked them out of the venue.
Yeah, they were just like pissed.
I don't throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
But yeah,
did they serve alcohol at that venue?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That was purgatory.
Yeah. It was purgatory.
It's a cool spot too. I
like
it a lot.
But they tend to double book, which I don't really like.
Well, that's a New York thing. They'll do okay, the show has to end now so that we can do a show right there, right after.
Yeah, I guess it's not a bad concept, but the way it was just
starting to happen a lot more down here in Miami too.
I don't know. It's just the way it was planned out. It just wasn't. It didn't work out, so that's why I kind of just didn't.
But the second time we played in New York with our buddy Richard Lenz, he booked us at a record shop of all places, and like super hole in the wall and like the middle. Like we have buddies that live in New York, and we call them, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing down there? Like nobody goes down there." But then we played the show, and like it had like they packed the room.
There's videos.
There's videos. Yeah, they packed the room. It was a great show. The crowd had crazy energy. Like it was awesome. That was great. And our buddy Richard took amazing care of us. Like so good, so sweet, super accommodating. Us into his house, let us crash on the floor. We made friends with his roommate.
Yeah, super cool.
He was an amazing photographer that we met. Yeah,
really, really good photographer.
He was really cool.
He knows everyone. He's taking pictures of everyone.
Oh, he Cami's friend as well. I know you had her on the show recently.
Yeah, I had Cami did a Period Bomb episode. So have you all ever played a show with Period Bomb?
Yeah, a handful. Yeah.
What's that always like?
Wild. It's always rowdy.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, man.
Why do you think that's the case?
It's definitely a performative thing. They do a lot, they put on a show. It's cool.
Yeah, you can
it's always rowdy.
Yeah, you can either get like the full band doing some cool song, and then you just get Cami screaming into the mic, warping her fucking sound.
It's wild.
Shit like that.
Does Headfoam usually follow up Period Bomb, or does Period Bomb play before Headfoam?
I don't know. It's been a long time. We
haven't played with them in like years.
I think since COVID.
Subtropical Affairs.
Yeah, we played at Center for Subtropical Affairs. I think we opened for them.
Yeah, so maybe like 2 years.
They played first.
They played first.
Oh, and then Glass Body went on last.
Glass Body went.
Glass Body.
That's another good band. That's a great band.
Yeah, I have heard of Glass Body before. They are
very fun.
Yeah.
You ever get
same drummer? Or no, not same drummer. The guitarist is the drummer in Period Bomb now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So as we kind of start to wrap things up, you mentioned about the new album. Does it have a title yet?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is called Egregi Duplicatus.
Oh yeah, we did agree on that. I'm just kidding. I knew. Yeah. I knew that. I knew.
It's Latin for egregiously doubled.
Yeah, more Headfoam. Yeah. No, it's gonna be called Headfoam 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly.
Headfoam returns.
The same but different.
Faster. The 2 head, 2 foamiest.
Two foam for head.
Two.
And also any new merch that'll be available on the upcoming shows.
Yeah, we
actually have we got some new merch printed with our buddy with Rick Smith. From Prince Smith,
and our friend
Lanier designed it. Lanier is the same guy. He does a lot of art. Louie did the art for the first album. Lanier did art for our friend's band Eternally Fucked, and he did like the shirts for them. He's really, really good. This guy like renders shit in an instant to a T. You tell him, hey, I want this and that, and he'll do it. And you go, can I get this on it? And he goes, yeah, and then it's done.
Yeah.
You mentioned the first record. I know that was the artwork by Louie. Louie, you do tattoos as well?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
That's his jam.
Every now and then.
Yeah, he may not fucking He may not act like it,
Yeah,
but
he's a humble guy. This guy.
This
but he's a
guy's
ripper.
humbled, man. Like this guy can fucking
Yeah.
draw amazing. Like one of the greatest artists I've ever had the
He's a
pleasure of
ripper,
seeing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a certain shop in South Florida that you work out of?
No, I work out of
My house.
No,
House.
he does it
No,
himself.
no.
you know.
Gotcha.
Scratcher's
Scratcher's
Pub,
Pub.
baby. Yep.
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
represent.
Very cool.
Always.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Looking forward to hearing the new record, and the release party again will be in Fort Lauderdale at the American Legion Halls. All right.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So as we kind of get ready to close things out, I'd like to kind of give you the last word. Any final last comments you want to share to supporters and fans of Headfoam?
Just hope you give the new album a listen.
Yeah, please.
Please, we need it,
Please.
you know.
It's so good. Trust me.
And yeah, you know, it's different. It's we put a lot of time into it, and
It's got a lot of love. It's definitely a lot of different stuff from what
Yeah.
we're used to, what we're used to hearing. I think just please give it a chance. It's not your typical hardcore record. I don't think it's not your typical metal record either. So it's like
we said, it's something we defined ourselves. So we just hope everyone
we
likes it.
We
and
made
if,
it for us first and foremost. but I
yeah,
hope
and if they
somebody else
don't, you
likes it
know,
too.
we enjoyed making it, and that's all that really matters.
Also 305 till I die, baby. Rock and roll
Yeah.
forever.
305 till I die.